Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond Compare Wrestling.
Thank you for joining us here tonight. We have the pre-show for the Urban Warfare Night 2 pay-per-view, and on that show we will have Amir Man versus Cameron Lewis. Grizzly Mac will take on Isaac Taylor. The two biggest men in BCW, Victor Payne, will collide with Tofik. And the main event will be for the BCW World Tag Team titles. The Exiled will challenge the Game Changers. But before we get there, we have the pre-show tonight, and there was a promo from Steel Dragon at the end of Urban Warfare Night 1 that sets up tonight's match. Let's go to it.
Rizzo, I don't care what the outcome of the match was. You are still a loser in my mind. I am a champion, and I train champions. You have never been a world champion, and none of your pupils will ever be either. A true champion is Shang-Li. He was trained by my hand, with my methods. He will crush you. If you have the balls, you will face him next week.
Well, there you have it. Some stiff words from Steel Dragon to set up tonight's pre-show match. And it is Tony Rizzo versus Shang-Li non-title match here tonight on the pre-show. It is BCW versus SJPW one more time. And we got Tony Rizzo, 6'1", 315, the powerhouse wrestler, taking on the 5'9", 200-pound lethal striker in Shang-Li. Can Tony Rizzo make it a clean sweep of the SJPW dojo? Or will Shang-Li defend the honor of Super Japan Pro Wrestling? We're going to find out right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the BCW head trainer, Mr. Tony Rizzo.
And here he is, the big man himself, Tony Rizzo. He is the head trainer of the BCW dojo, and in this battle against SJPW, he has been flying the BCW flag. He was the captain of last week's 6-man tag team main event, pitting the BCW dojo against the SJPW dojo. And not only did BCW pick up the win, but Tony Rizzo himself scored the deciding pinfall. He has beaten Steel Dragon. He has beaten Hongman Kim. Can he beat Shang-Li here tonight?
Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 200 pounds, he is a striker and deathmatch wrestler. He is the deadly Shang-Li.
And here he is making his way to the ring, the SJPW World Champion Shang-Li. And when he comes to the ring, there is an ambiance, there is a presence to him. He is coming in here with a tall task: defend the honor of the SJPW dojo. Steel Dragon, I'm sure, is absolutely fuming after the loss last week. Can Shang-Li pick up a much-needed victory for Super Japan Pro Wrestling? And here we go. The pre-show is underway. Tony Rizzo, Shang-Li non-title match here tonight to kick off the pre-show. And I think in this one, it is down to a David and Goliath-esque style matchup where you have size and power versus speed and agility. We have seen Shang-Li use those kicks, use those strikes, and he has been flip-flopping and flying over the ring as well, whereas Tony Rizzo, he is more of a power-based wrestler, as we can see right there from the scoop slam, and just stomping him out. Tony Rizzo, I think, is going to look to use his size, his power. Shang-Li, he's got to move around, he's got to be fast, but he is the SJPW World Champion for a reason. So deadly and smart there. Tony Rizzo going right after the knee. I'd say Shang-Li's most deadly weapon is those kicks. He is absolutely lethal with his kicking. So just obliterating the leg. Oh, what a big kick there. Going for a misdirect. Thought he was going to throw him off the ropes, but just kicked him right in the face. Oh, and Tony Rizzo going for the eyes and the mask there. Tony Rizzo, such a high ring IQ. I think he is targeted in on the weak point, or the potential weak point of a Shang-Li is that mask. And really just hammering him out here on the apron. Looking to pick him up and slam him down into that apron, that corner bead. All steel, all metal there. No give at that part of the ring. But as I was mentioning, I think Tony Rizzo, as we seen before he threw Shang-Li out, I think he has identified the mask of Shang-Li as his Achilles heel, as his one weakness. Not only do you have limited vision with a mask like that, you're not going to be able to see out of your peripheries, but it is not like a lucha mask where you have the nose and mouth exposed. It is a full-on headgear accessory right there, so that is going to hinder your breathing as well. So sight and breathing could be a potential issue for Shang-Li. I think Tony Rizzo has identified that, and as we seen earlier, he is homing in on that. So combined with the power, I think Tony Rizzo has a firm strategy. If he can execute it, I think he can come out with the victory. But Shang-Li right here, as I mentioned, the strikes and those knees, just a barrage of knees right to the head, right to the neck area. That could take you out real quick. Shang-Li with a shot there. Oh, right to the ear. Shang-Li with a shot right to the ear of Tony Rizzo. Going low with those kicks, going high with the punch right to the temple. What's he got here? He's got something big planned. And a big forearm shot to the outside. Shang-Li picking up some momentum. He is getting wild and fierce. Mixing up the strikes, mixing up those attacks. Both these men coming out hot with their game plans. Throwing caution to the wind. Playing it a little loose and a little fast here in this one. And a great camera shot there, just up and down. Tony Rizzo showing the power. Goes for a quick cover. Only gets a 2 count. Tony Rizzo really heating it up here. Shang-Li has got to do something big to stop this momentum of Tony Rizzo. And right as I say that, he does springboard forearm. Goes for the cover to check his progress. And only a 1 count. Tony Rizzo sending a message right there. Not even letting Shang-Li get the 2 on that one. That is sending a message to Shang-Li, but I think also to Steel Dragon, saying that no one in the SJPW dojo can hang with a Tony Rizzo. He's showing it right there with that 1 count. Not so much of Tony Rizzo playing the mental games typically. He usually comes in, gets his business done, gets in, gets out, and goes home. But I think with that kick out, he is playing a little bit of the mental warfare right before we head to urban warfare. Both men meeting up in the ring, locking it up, picks him up, fireman's carry position, and just drops him right down on the top rope. Oh, and Shang-Li, he's looking worn out, and Tony Rizzo sees that, and he goes right in for the choke. Choking the life out of him. Again, taking away the air of a Shang-Li. That mask is not doing him any favors for his cardio and his breathing. And Tony Rizzo just choking him out there, further hindering the breathing. Normally, I'd say the lighter, smaller competitor would have more of the cardio gas tank, but I think the longer this one goes, the more that Shang-Li is going to be gasping for air. He's got to come out here and get his business done quick. Speaking of getting your business done quick, big DDT there. Tony Rizzo, he's rolling to the outside. That did some damage. And a huge flying forearm over the top rope. Shang-Li mixing it up with the kicks and the elbows, the forearms. It is the art of 8 limbs, and he is an expert at all 8 of them. When it comes to striking, there is nothing that eludes the compendium of knowledge that Shang-Li has. And a kick there, and a bunch of shots. Follows it with a Russian leg sweep. Telling him to get right back up. Shang-Li's starting to feel it now, and he's going to the top rope, looking to hit a big maneuver to potentially put Tony Rizzo away. Oh, and he went for the dive and came up short. No water in the pool on that dive. And Tony Rizzo looking to take a chance himself, going to the top rope. Will it pay dividends, or will he come up short? And it does! Big, massive elbow drop, 3 100 pounds off the top rope. And Tony Rizzo is feeling it here. Really getting some momentum behind him. And again, going after the eyes, going after the nose and the mouth, the breathing. Take away the vision, take away the cardio, and you are almost guaranteed a win. Speaking of getting guaranteed a win, picking him up for a huge powerbomb here. Slams him down. Oh, and Shang-Li's stiff. Look at him. He is stiff. Shang-Li stiff as a board. That could be a knockout. Referee didn't have time to get in there to check on him. That could be a knockout. If that is not a knockout, Shang-Li is not in any shape to keep going here, I don't think. He looks worn out. You cannot see his expression under the mask. That's where the mask pays dividends. You don't know how hurt someone is, but just from the body language, you can tell he is hurt, and he's going to get even more hurt after this avalanche. Tony Rizzo, 1, 2. Picks up the win. Tony Rizzo, massive victory over a world champion. Non-title, of course, but in this pre-show, picking up a victory of that magnitude. Not only defeating a champion, but having a clean sweep of the Super Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo. He beat Steel Dragon. He beat Hongman Kim. He beat Shang-Li here tonight. Tony Rizzo is on fire. Well, this pre-show has been heating up, and it is the appetizer for the main course, Night 2 of Urban Warfare. Amir Man versus Cameron Lewis, a rivalry that's been brewing since day one. Grizzly Mac and Isaac Taylor, two big, powerful, athletic men locking it up in the ring. The two biggest men in BCW. Victor Payne will take on Topic. And for the World Tag Team titles, The Exiled versus The Game Changers. Both teams are undefeated. Who's coming out with the win in Night 2? Stick around and find out. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Urban Warfare Night 2 coming up.